Hey there, Perry Shen from General Hospital, and I wanted to wish you all a happy 2021. I know that we've all have our list of resolutions we want to hopefully achieve before the year's over. And if I could add one more to that list, it would be to check out my buddy Brian's YouTube channel, the WSE Lounge, where he's interviewed a bunch of my co-stars from the show, from Max Gale to Drew Chetwood, Mark Samuel, Kristen Alderson, Haley Aaron, singers and wrestlers. And he is just a huge and passionate follower from all of those genres, and he has interviewed people from those genres and brought you a perspective from the behind the scenes. So I think you might like it. Check it out, the WSC Lounge, and give it a like and subscribe. And hopefully this year is going to be awesome, better than last year. Bars set pretty low, so I know it'll happen. All right, check it out.
Hey, all you WSE fans, if you want to see some great interviews, then you have come to the right place. Pro wrestlers, soap stars, singers, and celebrities. This is Chris Van Vliet, and you are listening to the WSE Lounge. Hey,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great edition of the WSE Lounge. I am your host, Brian Vaughn. And my guest will be joining me in just a few minutes. Writer, producer, Tom Dangora. He will be right here on the show with me. Okay, there we go. Tom is here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring Tom on the show and introduce Tom to everybody. Let's see. Okay, I'm fixing to send you. Just click accept. Hey.
Hi.
I'm so glad we finally got this where we could do this, you know.
Yes. Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Let me go ahead and give you an introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me welcome to you three-time Drama Desk nominated and Off-Broadway Alliance Award winner and writer and producer, the one and only Tom Dangora.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I wanted to introduce you really quickly to Little Man.
Oh, mine are running around somewhere. Hello. Oh, how cute are you? I'm looking at you, and I'm also taking in who's behind you.
Yes, wow. I have a lot of different guests. Let's see. Actually, I just added you to the poster. You're right there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, how fun. And with Robin's face behind me, as always.
Yeah. Now, do you own that portrait?
It's a long story, but kind of yes. is the short answer. This is actually a replica of the portrait. I had the portrait for a while. And then when Robin got back to New York, we hung it back at her place, and my husband had this made in the meantime. But the portrait will one day be back with me.
Now, is that the same portrait that was on One Life to Live?
Yes, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes.
Well, I've got to first of all tell you that the person that really lobbied for you to be on this show, he asked me over and over. He said, "Get Tom on the show." I said, "Okay." Is the one and only Jay Cavini, who's been for shows at the Marvelous Wonderettes, and
it's very nice. No, he's very sweet. He came to see the show a lot.
Yeah, so he really went to bat for you.
Oh, how nice! That's nice to hear.
Yeah, and speaking of Jay wanted to know. Let's see. Jay wanted me to ask you who the guy who wrote the Marvelous Wonderettes.
You're Roger Bean.
Yes, he also wrote a couple of sequels.
He did.
That revisited the characters in later years. Is there any chance of doing one of those plays?
You never know. I mean, who knows when the world comes back, you know? You never know. We love to doing Wonderettes.
Okay. Yeah.
And yes, tell Jay if we do it, of course, Kristen will be in it.
Okay. I'll be sure to let him know. Yeah. I always wanted to see one of the plays on like DVD or something, and cause Kristen wanted me to come out to New York, to see it and everything, but I don't travel a lot because of my medical condition and stuff.
Mm.
I've had 12 heart surgeries.
Wow! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
So
Like a real life Vicky or
yeah,
Clint.
yeah, kind of, I guess you could say, but I'm here by the grace of God, but I was going to ask you because you and Michael, I know both produced Marvelous Wonderettes. Is there any chance of them being on DVD?
No, well, it's because of the unions and whatnot, you can't
Uh-huh.
film it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, can you tell us about the restaurants that you've been working on to save?
Oh, sure. So
Big time going on right now.
yeah, it's been unbelievable. So in December, my husband Michael
Uh,
and myself, and we teamed up with Tim Guinea, who's a fabulous big time film actor, TV actor, and big activist, and the Tony nominated amazing writer Joe Iconis
mhm.
to help save one of our favorite neighborhood restaurants. The West Bank Cafe and the Laurie Beachman Theater, where you might have seen many photos with me and Kristen and Robin, and I think I've eaten with every One Life to Live star there. And a huge, amazing place. It's been around for 42 years in the neighborhood. So we started a fundraiser and scheduled a Christmas Day telethon with over 300 stars of Broadway, TV, film, stage, beyond. And we raised $350,000 in 10 days and made it so the restaurant would not have to close and would be here years after the pandemic. And then immediately following that, we heard from our friends at the legendary Birdland Jazz Club that they were having a similar issue and needed some help. So we thought, let's do it again. So over the past 4 weeks, we've been fundraising and putting together another event that happened 2 nights ago with everyone from Whoopi Goldberg to President Bill Clinton to everyone in between. And we raised another $400,000, and now Birdland is saved. And it's been 4 weeks, over $700,000 raised, over 400 plus superstars generously lending their talent and everything else. And the entire community came together, and we were just the big mouths behind it, but it was just a huge thing that the entire entertainment industry got behind. Everybody. Very few egos. I mean, 1 or 2 divas, I'm not going to lie, but most of all, it was just the most generous, heartwarming thing. And I like to say now, my new catchphrase is, "There's no people like show people" isn't just a clever lyric, it's a fact, because it's been pretty amazing. It's why I look so tired. we slept about 2 hours last week.
Wow. Well, I gotta tell you, I was reading some of the names. I mean, I know Bill Clinton did a cameo.
He did a beautiful speech. Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg,
Yep.
Perez Hilton.
My very dear friend Perez Hilton.
All kinds of names. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
The real interesting thing is, my brother, if he was still living, he passed away about 11 years ago. If he was still living, he would have loved to come to Birdland, and I'll tell you why. My brother always raised pigeons and different kind of birds.
Really?
Yes, and they called him the Birdman.
Oh,
I know that he would have loved to have come to that restaurant.
Yeah, it was named after Charlie Parker, whose nickname was Bird.
Oh, cool.
The legendary Charlie Parker.
Amazing.
The Yardbird was his nickname. Yeah, they called him the Yardbird.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's the next question I got for you.
Sure.
I was looking back at a picture of you when you were a kid
Mm.
on your Instagram. Has anyone ever told you that when you were younger that you looked like Thomas, Maggie's son?
The for the Wonder like
Yeah,
Maggie Wonderette.
yeah.
What's funny is I did talk about to her because he's a big boy. So
Uh-huh.
I had talked about her about how I was a big boy like that too when I
Yeah.
was a kid, but no, not a lot. But
Okay.
I see it. He's a good kid, so it's a nice compliment, and he's
Yeah, because
beautiful.
I noticed because of the haircut and stuff. I was like, he looks.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's very well. We love him. We love Thomas.
yeah. He's very intelligent. He does the cooking and stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah, he's an
That's
awesome kid.
amazing.
Great parents.
How are your eyes doing since you're
My eyes are great, thank you.
great, great?
Yeah, I'm literally, and it's been almost 3 weeks. I have a ring light on right now, and I'm not seeing any haloing. They're
Uh,
not that dry. I can see perfectly. So I'm so far so good. I have a follow up, Manhattan LASIK. I have a follow up there in a couple weeks just to check on them. But I think it's going. I think it went great. I'm seeing great.
good.
And so I love. I'm staring at Duke Lavery behind you. Hi,
Oh,
Duke.
okay. Yeah,
I
I can show you some more people. Let's see. Let me move this up. You'll see
Oh, I see Catherine Hicklin, the
Aretha
great Catherine
Knowles up
Hicklin.
there.
Oh, Eileen Kristen, one of the best of all time and one of my
There's
closest friends.
Max Gale. Let's see. I'll zoom in for you so you can see up there.
Yeah, I'm a big ABC boy. So,
And let's
well,
see.
there's Eileen. Eileen also with Kristen stars in my drama Melange, which the pilot premiered last year, and we're going to be filming a season of soon.
And there's Jay and Kristen up there, and Max Gale.
Wow.
And there's David Gregory. I know he.
Oh yeah, another cast member of Melange.
Yeah, Melange. I know that it aired on Logo.
It
that
did.
had the pilot. Is there any chance of it airing on a streaming service?
Oh, absolutely.
Like
The pandemic, like so many things, slowed us down. And, the timing of it was what it was. We were getting ready to go right as the pandemic hit. So obviously that, derailed it. But we're definitely, we're getting ready, hopefully, to film in the spring and drop the entire season. We've been ready to go for almost a year. But, in reality, it's not the worst thing to happen in the pandemic. We're still amongst the blessed. It's amazing. Yeah. Everyone involved is still healthy. We were able to drop the pilot, which wasn't ever supposed to be seen. It was, made as a calling card for it. But because we were going to go to series and we were delayed, we thought, well, let's just preview the pilot. And the response was incredible. As you know, soap fans are honestly the most loyal, amazing group of people in the world. They're just so loyal and wonderful. So they were so supportive of it, and it was just so exciting to see the response to it. So we can't wait to get back to work, and we're going to do it on a much bigger level. It's the quality of it's going to really go through the roof. We're going to be filming at a studio on a sound stage, and it's really going to be gorgeous once we finally get to do it. And we're not sure where it's going to live now. But I feel like it would be gorgeous on like Apple Plus or something, like that. I would love it. I actually think it would be awesome on Apple Plus, but that's just me. But we'll go anywhere.
By Hulu or Netflix?
Sure. Oh my good. Absolutely. Yes, and yes. And Morgan Fairchild is just a dream to work with, and should always be on our TV. She's so brilliant and just such an incredible talent and the nicest person in the world. One take Morgan. You give Morgan a 5-minute monologue, she does it in one take.
Okay, now I want to back up a few minutes because, well, not a few minutes. I just want to back up a little bit because I seen a question somebody asked, and I wanted to make sure I covered it. Okay, Liz _and _Spanky said, I want to know what happened with Kathy Breer, who played Marcy. Why was she in the Wonderettes for only a hot minute?
Well,
Well, the fibromyalgia. It was supposed
She,
to be a short run.
it was supposed to be a short run to begin with. She has fibromyalgia, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes, and so it was just, it was hard for her to do all that.
So we gave her a chance to kind of get back.
So we kind of, we're old friend. We were old friends. We worked with her years before in a Christmas show we did, and we thought, let's try. Let's see how it goes. And
She's a great talent.
she's an incredible talent. We loved having her on stage again, but we only could have her for a few weeks, and we were very blessed that the amazing Diana DeGarmo was ready to step in when she did. And Diana really saved the day, and it was really exciting. But, Kathy's brilliant. Kathy's one of the most talented people we've ever seen. We loved her on One Life to Live. We loved working with Kathy in the Broadway Diva Christmas, and we hope Kathy feels better down the line and gets back on stage and rocks it out like the old days. So we love Kathy Breyer.
Awesome. Yeah, I used to love her on One Life to Live as Marcy.
Yeah.
She did such a great job.
Emmy nominated.
And I felt so bad when Nathaniel, passed away. That was so sad.
So sad. Yeah.
At such a young age. And
he was brilliant.
And let's see, also Milana Belafonte said,
yes, Belafonte. Yes, hello.
12 heart surgeries, what strength you have. Thank you for the
knowledge.
knowledge. Appreciate
that. That's the great Harry Belafonte's daughter-in-law. And she's a gorgeous, brilliant talent herself, and an amazing activist who makes a lot of great change and does a lot of incredible things in New York. I can't believe she's watching us. Hi.
That's wonderful. And
she is as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. That's an amazing human right there.
That's wonderful. And speaking of watching us, Kristen Alderson is now on here too.
Emmy winner.
Yes. I can't say enough good things about Kristen. She's a great person, wonderful person,
can you believe that there are 4 soap operas on network TV right now, and that gal's without a job?
Hi, Brian.
What?
I'm at the doctor's, but I love you, Tom.
Yeah, I love you too, kid. Ridiculous. Ron, what are you doing over there at Days? Ron, hire Kristen Alderson. Are you crazy?
I know. She needs to be on a soap opera.
When Robin Strasser was brought on Days of Our Lives for 15 episodes, the ratings went up by 6 figures. Bring One Life to Live people to your show. You'll get ratings. It's not rocket science. Just do it.
Cassie DePaiva, when she was over there.
Yep, the ratings shoot. When you have Kramer women, the ratings shoot through the roof. Jeez. My God, who doesn't need a few 100,000 viewers? They will follow.
And you know what I wanted so bad, deep inside of me, when I seen that on Days, I seen the Vivian, Eve Donovan, and I was like, okay, you got Blair, you got Dorian, bring Kristen.
Wouldn't that have been something? Me too. Wouldn't that have been something?
Would have been awesome.
Would have been amazing.
One thing I do have to commend Ron for, though. You remember that scene when Robin was Vivian and Eve, Cassie was Eve, and they looked at each other and they kind of gave like a reference to One Life to Live.
Yep, and she said, "What's your name? I can't. Doesn't it begin with a B?"
Yeah, and she said, "You look familiar."
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when they had Robin in disguise at the hospital, her name tag said Dr. D. Kramer. Yeah. Bravo, Ron.
I thought that was
bravo.
So good.
But we love that, and the ratings went through the roof. We love that. More of that.
And one thing I'm hoping that on GH they're not about to get rid of Roger.
Oh, I can't imagine unless he wants to leave. I don't know who. I mean, you don't get rid of Roger.
Yeah.
I think if Roger goes where Roger wants to go.
Yeah, he is phenomenal. I mean.
Yeah. No, I mean, we go. I always hijack Kristen's Instagram and make the fans vote Trevor versus Roger. So that's my favorite game.
Oh, well, who ends up winning? 'Cause
Oh, it's
I-
Roger. He's Todd. Well, here, look. This is it's a very complex issue because what you have to really focus on is so when Trevor was playing Todd, you
Mhm.
know, the hardcore fans were like, that's not Todd Manning. That is not how Todd Manning acts.
Mhm.
Todd Manning does not throw Star down a flight of stairs. Todd Manning doesn't beat up on
Yeah.
children. It's not. It's just not in his makeup. And so I always said, you know, Trevor St. John's this brilliant actor doing his thing, but he's not giving me Todd Manning. So I always stood by, there's no way that's the real Todd. And, you know, it was so brilliantly wrapped up. It's so sad that that was the last year of the show, but it was one of the best years in the history, forget of daytime, I think in the history of television, the
Mhm.
final year of One Life to Live. Every day was a Friday episode when they, you know, and you realized that he was Victor. He wasn't Todd, and it was wrapped up so brilliantly. And every single day of the final year of One Life to Live was the best TV I've ever seen in my life. And as usual, snubbed by the Emmys, always snubbed, you know, but never snubbed by the fans. And remember, always remember, One Life to Live went off the air, the #1 show on ABC Daytime. They were canceled at #1. They were canceled at a $45 million a year profit. You know, Frank brought that show in under budget every year and gave Disney a profit. One Life to Live was literally canceled for no reason, and I hope no one forgets that.
Well, I know I haven't forgotten, and
And it was my birthday. The last episode was on my 33rd birthday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that had to be devastating.
Well, I mean, it's a great episode, but
I
still
know.
so sad.
I know when I was in elementary school and I had to check out of school, you know, like if I went home sick or something, I would literally check out of school to watch One Life to Live. And when I seen Bo chasing Todd, that's what.
Oh, when
from the
he,
soap
you mean
opera.
when Nora was blind and he
It was the one where Todd got out of jail.
yeah, and he stalked Nora when she was
He
blind.
jumped the fence. And
Yep.
Then, yeah. And then
Yes.
Bo went after him.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
Bo left him tied up on the balcony of the beach house. That was
Yeah.
a great shot. Roger just tied up with nothing but the ocean in front of him.
Yeah. And see, the thing about it is, all the soaps that's ever been on, I started watching General Hospital a lot more after One Life to Live.
Me too. I always watch
And-
GH a little, but I watch it every day now.
Yeah, and all my children, I watched it a little bit. I didn't really watch it as much One Life to Live, but One Life to Live was my go-to show, #1 show. And
But it was the #1 show. I don't care what anyone says. It's the greatest show ever that's ever been on TV.
And I mean, I've been a big wrestling fan since I was a kid, but I would prefer One Life to Live over that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
because every day was like a cliffhanger. You had action going on. You're like, what's going to happen next? And I got to tell you a funny story time. This is about you.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's good. Don't worry.
okay.
I was talking to Jay, and I told Jay, I said, so how long's Tom been working with One Life to Live before it went off there? He said, Brian. He said, Tom wasn't a producer or writer at One Life to Live. He said he's a big fan. I said, I didn't know that. I said, I thought he actually worked for One Life to Live.
I wish I did. It was one of those things where I always thought, especially as I started getting more successful and started meeting people, I always thought, and I would have done it for free. I wish I had just reached out years before. But on the other hand, it's also been my greatest escape. I have so many DVDs of it. I have literally decades of it on DVD. And so anytime I ever need to be happy, I can just pop it in and watch it. And sometimes when you take something you really love and you make it your job, it kind of takes the joy out of it. So I think I was, smart in not doing it. And it's so exciting to be friends with all of these wonderful people afterwards, because what I find with One Life to Live compared to almost anything, forget just soap operas, any television show, film, theater, I've never seen a group of people that loved their jobs so much. When you talk to any of the, former One Life to Live cast and crew, they all have the same story, that it was just magic. It was like no other show they've ever been a part of. It was this giant family, and it was the happiest set and the most wonderful set. And, no matter where you go after or before, nothing compared to it. And I think it really was the reason. It was so incredibly meaningful to all of us. And I think you kind of see the way the One Life to Live fans haven't let go of it 9 years later. I think it really speaks volumes to how much the cast and crew loved their show, that it came through the screen, and I think it touched us in a way that other shows don't. And I think that's why One Life to Live has the lasting effect it does, why we never left. When you talk about any show and you talk about One Life to Live, we stayed for 30 years. I started watching when I was 6 and still watch it now at 42. I'm standing in front of the portrait of Dorian Lord.
Yeah.
It's still it's not on every day, but it's still such a giant part of our everyday lives. And I think you see it. I'm so blessed that I live in New York and do what I do, because I do get to work with Kristen Alderson. I got to write a show, and I got to have Eileen Kristen and David Gregory and, other amazing people. So it's really exciting to get to, and Gary Donatelli is a dear friend of mine who was a director, a multi-Emmy award-winning director on One Life for years. And they all just have the same amazing positive reaction, and they love the fans and appreciate the fans so much. And it's just like, it's literally like nothing I've ever seen in entertainment. So it's pretty awesome. And I'm hoping that the All My Children spinoff is super successful, and we get a One Life reboot very soon.
See, I was gonna mention that to you, because what I want to know is this, because I've been really thinking this over in my head, and I've been thinking, okay, you had the reboot from Prospect Parks, which ultimately failed.
Well, you know what? But let's look at that real quick, okay? Because this is important.
Okay.
The production company failed. Okay, so that show was overproduced, and it was produced poorly. But what has to always be remembered about the One Life to Live, All My Children online experiment was this: it had never been done. The first television shows in the history of all time to go from television to internet ever is One Life to Live and All My Children. They dropped at the same moment, so they share the record. That's one. It had never, ever been done, which is huge. 2, the viewership was insane. They were so you could watch it on Hulu, or you could buy it on iTunes, okay?
Yeah.
Every single day that it aired, they were respectively, they would switch back and forth, but they were the #1 and #2 show, All My Children, One Life to Live, One Life to Live, All My Children. Every single day of all 45 episodes, they always came in at #1 or #2, sharing the titles. The Hulu ratings were insane. The viewership was through the roof. Then, even that summer, the first year that the OWN network was on the air, only available in a few markets, okay? It was a very, very unknown cable network, and very few people had it. Oprah ran the reruns. She ran the 45 episodes as reruns in the middle of the afternoon. And do you know it always got over 100,000 viewers in a rerun on a cable net? I mean, so the numbers were huge. It could have been a mega hit, and if produced correctly, like, I'm not going to say it, but if I was doing it, it would, trust me, it would still be on the air. Because the thing is it took reinvention, and they weren't reinventing it. They thought they brought it over. I think it was Good Hearted. I'm not sure what was going on there, but it was overproduced right from the beginning, and it just really could have been something. And it really hit its stride at the end, and they started really getting the vibe of One Life, and it really ended well. And Robin was exquisite on it, and it was actually nominated. One Life to Live was nominated for Best Drama, those 45 episodes, for an Emmy.
What I was trying to figure out is, where they left off, on the series, because All My Children have been renamed Pine Valley.
Sure.
Okay, so One Life to Live, where they left off on the series, how are they gonna pick up, like if they were to do like a primetime Well, like,
Well, I'm a little crazy, so I have a full outline of exactly if I were blessed to be a writer on it. I know exactly where I would pick up on One Life to Live.
Mhm.
So let me paint the picture for you.
Okay.
So as you know, if we pretend Prospect Park did happen.
Okay.
So Todd mysteriously leaves. We haven't seen Todd and Victor are off fighting this enemy that we learned about, where those tattoos from.
Yeah, and tattoos.
Yeah. So okay. So we don't know what happened to Star. Star leaves General Hospital in a panic, and we hear nothing. We just know that these people are threatening her.
Mm-hmm.
So now fast forward, it's years later. This is how I would start the action. I would start it in Inniscraig, Ireland, where Star, Cole, Hope, Marty, Patrick are all being held captive by the Men of 21, which was the terrorist group that kicked off the whole Marty Patrick story in the 90s. And Todd, Blair, Victor, Taya are trying to rescue them. That would be my story A. And of course you have Dorian and Vicky doing whatever they need to do in Landview. But that would be my story A, to wrap that up. What I would do, I think, forget a reboot. At the very least, we deserve an ending. There's Disney Plus, there's Hulu, there's these things that ABC are so affiliated with. Give us a 10-episode limited series. It will be such a mega hit. Wrap up the loose ends and just end the story correctly for us. It will make so much money, so much money. The viewership, you don't say ratings. I always do that. I always make that mistake. It's viewership when it's streamed. But the viewership would be so through the roof. It would be a gift to these fans that were so loyal, some for 44 years,
Mm-hmm.
And it's the right thing to do for both shows. And I hope Pine Valley's a mega hit, but I hope they respect the past. I hope they respect those great actors, because sometimes they get a bad rap, but daytime actors, in my opinion, are the equivalent of Olympic athletes. They're the best in the business. They have skills and muscles that nobody else has. To me, and I've worked with everybody, there's nothing like a daytime actor. They are the best, and they deserve their respect and their credit. And so I hope when we see Pine Valley, I hear people saying, oh, it would be so wonderful to have Sarah Michelle Gellar play Kendall, and cool. But no, it's Alicia Minshew's role. That's Kendall. Yeah. That's who put in the work. That's who didn't win an Emmy and leave and become famous. And great, go be a movie star. That's great. But you know what? As far as our home in Pine Valley goes, Alicia, that is Kendall. Period. So if you're going to have Kendall, it better be Alicia.
Now I gotta ask you this, because
I have a lot of opinions when it comes to these shows.
You painted your picture about, how you would write One Life to Live. So on this particular storyline, how would you continue the continuation of when Clint went berserk and started yelling at everybody and trying to hit Bo and getting mad?
Well, so we saw that. We saw in the final frame how amazing that Barbara got to do to end both series, but it was Allison Perkins ended. She was the final thing you saw on ABC, and the final thing you saw in Prospect Park. And who would have ever thought in 1986, when Jamie Sanders hit her with a car and put her in a 20-year coma, that she would be such a huge part of the end, But that was the brilliance of that show. Well, I think, you have 9 years where you can backstory it. I mean, it could be as wild that Clint has been in a coma this whole time. And so I think it would be so cool if we did do a 10-episode limited series. Clint has never woken up from that injection, but maybe someone else is back. Ben doesn't have a heart, so getting Ben back would be really difficult, but maybe Charlie's back or something. Maybe Vicky has finally moved on after sitting bedside for all this time. And, and that's automatic drama. One more, get Vicky and Clint back together. Maybe it ends with the big wedding. Mm-hmm. We finally see them married again at the end. I also think it would be something, we also need one more Dory and Vicky battle. They need to get locked in a room together one last time. There needs to be one more giant conflict where they hate each other and love each other and hate each other, and we live through it all. There's just things that have to happen. Bring back Jessica. We need to see that Jessica is happy. It's very important to us as
But
viewers.
would that affect now with her? Well, I know she was on GH, and they never killed off her character of Claudette. So, I mean, how do you go about when you're doing the reboots? How do you go about, like, for instance, if All My Children wants back Zack Slater, are you going to grab him off Bold and the Beautiful as Ridge, or?
Well, I don't know. Well, first off, it'll be network. So, I mean, it'll be
Yeah.
primetime network. So I think if they want Thornton, it's a lot more money
Yeah.
and it's not a huge commitment. So I think they'd have no problem getting them because even just if you look at the union minimum, it would be such a dramatic pay increase just for one episode. You'd make in one episode what you'd make in 30 episodes on daytime, you know. But I don't. It's it's just how they negotiated. It's how the contracts are. And as far as Bree, she's not on GH anymore. But also, may I say, if you were doing a One Life reboot, we would be absolutely lucky to have Bree or Aaron both. I can't. That's with me that I'm tied there. I love them both as Jessica so much for different reasons. So,
what I was wondering though, like for instance, could they do have Roger, as Todd Manning be on One Life to Live and be on GH because they're doing it with Wally Kurth?
Oh yeah, I know. It's all about the contract, and it's all about what the powers that be will allow. So, like we saw remember Roger was Franco and Todd at the same time for a hot second when he did Prospect Park.
Yeah.
And look, they tried to blame Kristen. I don't care. I can say what I want. But I will tell you right now, Kristen Alderson offered to play Star. Prospect Park dropped that ball, okay? And then they blamed her, and they told the fans that she ignored them, and that's a lie. And so we could have had Star Manning. She was willing to. They absolutely blew her off, and right there, that tells you why they're not on the air anymore. I was Robin Strasser's date for the premiere, and I sat there with the writers and the producers, and they said, "Okay, well, you're our number one fan. What do we need to do?" And I said, "Well, first off, get Roxy. How are you doing this without Eileen Kristen? We know she wants to do it." And they said, "Oh yeah, we don't need her." And I said, "Yeah, you do. Actually, you do need her, you fools. We don't need to see these young kids that no one cares about." They didn't have Eddie Alderson back, and they told us that they told the fans when we asked, where's Star? Why is there a new Matthew? We don't want a new Matthew. We want Eddie. And they said, oh, they didn't want to come back. They blamed them, and that's a lie. And I'm happy to say it on their, we're dear friends. They have to forgive me, but it was wrong. They blamed, and they tried to get the fans mad at these actors who I know because I'm dear friends with them now, that it was a lie. They were lying to fans, and it was a really big missed opportunity. It really could have been an incredible thing, and they really could have made entertainment history. I mean, they did make history, but it could have been so successful, and it could have been an incredible thing, and it would have been a model. It would have been a model for every show, and it would have really made sure the genre lived and with such prosperity. It was a huge missed opportunity.
Well, speaking of people's fault, I do remember when I had Catherine Hicklin on for the first time. She told me flat out that she blamed and you might know his name. I don't know his name.
Brian Franz.
Yeah, she said it's all his fault that One Life to Live was canceled, and I'll blame him forever.
Well, it was apparently a knee jerk. So apparently, and who knows what happened, but yes, I think he was very integral in it. If you go back and you look at the decade that led up to it, he was the one who was slowly trying to kill the ABC soaps, taking away all their promotion, taking away everything that got new viewership. But what happened was you couldn't shake us. One Life to Live still had that core 3 million plus viewership every day. Same with GH. Sadly, All My Children started slipping in viewership towards the end, and the ratings were really, really, really rough, really rough. And so from my understanding, it wasn't supposed to be both shows. It was supposed to be they were going to cancel all my children, which would have been devastating too. And at the last second, there was a knee-jerk reaction to, you know what, we're going to take the heat from the fans. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and cancel them both, you know, and that's what they did. And but apparently, you know, One Life being included was a last-minute inclusion, which would make sense because, as I have said, and I think it's important to remember, because 900 jobs were lost in New York. Okay, it was one of the last big shows to film here. So the greed that went along with this decision put 900 people out of work. So it is always worth remembering that One Life to Live went off the air a hit. It went off the air in profit. Okay, so apparently to ABC Daytime, $50 million a year profit isn't enough. So you have to unemploy 900 people and throw our last show out of New York. You know, it's just not right. It was wrong in so many ways. And, you know, and I jumped right in and got right in that movement and used my big mouth. You know, we got the fans, and I was proud to be part of it, got Hoover Vacuum to pull their advertisement, and they were a day one advertiser with ABC Daytime. And I even got to have an email exchange with one of the higher ups at Hoover about how he loved the shows, and we both started watching with our grandmothers. So
that's good that you did that, because I'll just be flat out. The Chew and the Revolution, they sucked.
Terrible shows. Well, One Life to Live
Sorry.
ran 44 years. The Revolution replacement, ran 40, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. Well, what was you saying? Your feet.
I said One Life to Live was on the air for 44 years. If the replacement show was on 44 episodes.
Yes, I mean.
It's appalling. It'll just always be just the most horrible thing. But you know. But at the very least, make it up to us. Bring some of the characters back to GH. That was great.
Yeah, they need to do that, because they brought back Michael Lee Knight, but he's playing Marvel.
Right, I do love his. But did you see him in there? We had a Tad and Jenny reunion yesterday on GH. That was amazing.
Jenny. Oh, she used to play Jenny?
She was Jenny. She was Tad's sister on All My Children.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was lovely. I'd love to see Katie McLean on there and put her back with Michael Knight. But I think, you know, Kristen will go back to General Hospital. I'm right, Kristen? You'd go back. You loved it there.
She said, "Thank you, Tom. It's true about Prospect Parks."
I know it is true, and it is true. And what was really gross about that is, you know, soap fans are so loyal, and we really love these people. You know, we've seen them on our TV every day, and especially the One Life actors are so nice to the fans. And, you know, and so it was really a hurtful thing to have a production company blame the actor. I was mad. I didn't know Kristen then. I was genuinely angry at her. I really was. Mm-hmm. And it was all a lie. And now you know her. Kristen Alderson will be the first to tell you. She would have never left One Life to Live. That if she could have played Star Manning till the day she died, that would be the happiest life she could ever imagine. That her dream career would just be playing Star, you know?
Oh yeah.
Just like Robin would play Dorian, and Erica plays Vicky, and they love and Cassie loves Blair. It's so wonderful. I think it's why we're all so loyal to them.
Kristen said, "Ha, yes, I would go back." Okay, my next question for you, because we got kind of sidetracked, but you know that's okay. Let's see. Tell me how you got into writing and producing.
Well, I got into producing. I got into producing and writing because I did a one-man show many years ago that I wrote and produced, and my husband Michael directed, and it was a big hit. So we liked doing it. I kind of liked it better than performing, so I kind of stopped performing after that. And then we produced a Christmas show that Kathy Breyer was in, and you know, started doing other shows. And then my show Musical, where I'm actually wearing the sweatshirt now, became one of the longest running shows in history. So it just became what we did. And yeah, you know, we were very lucky. It went well, and we got to, you know, do this dream profession for a living. One of the lucky ones. Awesome.
Let me see. Okay. Your first, your first one-man show you produced was Divas I've Done.
It was.
Can you tell the fans about that? And it was also the final show to play upstairs at Studio 54.
It was. I closed that
Yeah.
beautiful venue. Yeah, it was. But you know, it was a show about being a fan. It was about how, before anything else, I'm a super fan, and how I'm an unabashful super fan, and it was stories and songs about me being so obsessed with, you know, these fabulous random divas. You know, it was about Jane Wyman from Falcon Crest, who I worshipped, and then I sang that I wish she would adopt me, and instead of maybe from Annie, I wrote a parody song to the tune of Annie about Jane Wyman adopting me. You know, I worship Fran Drescher, so I talked about that and sang the song Fernando, but changed the lyrics about Fran Drescher. Golden Girls, Liza Minnelli, of course. I talked about Dorian from One Life to Live, Princess Diana, just how before anything I'm a fan.
That is so cool, and
I made fun of myself. Like, I mean, I was in on the joke. I made fun of myself the whole time.
well, you're gonna laugh at this, but Fran Drescher that played the nanny, I can talk like her.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, let me see. Hold on, let me get in the mood. Come on. Let's see. I can't. I tried to trying to get in the mood. Let's see. All right, now come on, darling. Let's go, darling. It's hard to get in the mood right here on live, but yeah, I can talk like her. It's just hard to get in the mood, you know.
Yeah, you got to play. Yeah, it's about the placement.
But now you remember? Did you ever watch All in the Family?
Of course.
I can sound just like Edith.
Oh yeah.
I can probably do her. Let's see. Archie,
Oh, that's good.
Archie.
There you go.
Archie, dinner's ready.
There you go.
But Fran Drescher, I don't know. I just have to get in the mood.
You got to be in the right mood.
I'll try to do that for you one day. I'll send it to you.
Very good.
But, I just can't do it on the live for some reason. Okay, let's see. See the next question. Oh yeah, and fans, if you got any questions for Tom, be sure and leave them below, and Tom will be glad to answer them for you. Okay, let me see. Okay, so the other day was the birthday of the legendary Betty White. She turned 99.
Yep.
And I've always been a big fan of the Golden Girls. That's one of my favorite shows.
Mine too.
So what was it like for you working with the late Rue McClanahan?
Oh.
Ledge?
Oh my! It was a dream. We were so young when we did that. So young, and I just had the idea. We should bring her to Provincetown. It would be fabulous. So I don't know who I thought I was. So I called her manager, and we go back and forth, and all of a sudden it was a yes. And I said, well, you know, she's doing a play in Maine. So we just need to she'll take a train to Boston, and we just need to get her from Boston to Cape Cod. And I thought, oh, we'll drive her. We'll rent a car and pick her up, and then we'll get to be in a car with Rue McClanahan for 3 hours. And then we'll drive her back to New York. So we'll get to be in a car with Rue McClanahan for 7 hours. So it was amazing. I'll never forget the first voicemail I got from her. Hello, Tom. It's Rue McClanahan. And we had so much fun, and we spent 3 days with her, and it was one of the first amazing show business stories of my life. She was so funny, so delightful, so lovely. She loved food. We ate together. We really ate together. I remember the first time we went out to eat, and she said, well, I can't decide. I think I'm going to have 2 entrees. And I went, oh, I'll get 2 entrees if you'll get 2 entrees, Rue. And she was so wonderful. We just had such a good time, and we just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed for 3 days straight. And we were driving down Commercial Street in Provincetown, and she was looking at all the drag queens, and oh, look, it's a Cher. Oh, look, that one. And then she went, oh, does anyone do Blanche? And then, you know, and her favorite thing was she said she always gets asked, why do you think gay men love Blanche so much. And she said, well, I just think we all just want to be Blanche, you know? Yeah, she was just imagine everything you'd want a weekend with Rue McClanahan to be, and that's what it was. It was perfect.
Wow. Yeah, she was really a standout on the Golden Girls. I mean, she was a blast to watch, and you know, God rest her soul. I mean, and B. Author, you know, I loved watching her, and Getty, what was her name?
Estelle Getty.
Yeah, Estelle Getty. Yeah. I mean, you know, I loved all them, and Betty White, she's just so funny, you know. But yeah, I also love the show. Oh, tell them how fabulous Morgan Fairchild is, Tom. That's what Kristen said.
Oh, I did. You missed it. No, yeah, Morgan Fairchild is beyond fabulous, and she's a genius.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah.
Yes, and Morgan has a genius IQ, and she is so fun to talk to. She's so interesting. She's so incredibly smart. She's delightful. She's so easy to work with. You know, when we filmed, it was 92 degrees. We were in this huge heat wave, and she's in this giant fur coat, and we were behind schedule. And she just came in, and, you know, her first scene, it's basically just a 5-page monologue. It's just her. And she did it all in one take and was so perfect. And I said to her after, oh my goodness, Morgan, I've never seen anything like it. It was like a master class. You were just laser focused. How in the world did you do that? And she just said, oh, honey, in the 70s, I studied Kung Fu and I found my chi. Okay, as you do.
Wow. Well, you know, in the picture, you know, like the picture from Melange that you made, she looks focused, you know, in her eyes, you know, when she's looking right at the camera, it's like
sure.
Focused, you know. I mean, and let's see. Oh, Kristen said, sorry, I was at the doctor. Well, I hope everything went good.
Yeah, that's where she reads her scripts, the allergist, right? She reads her scripts there. Anytime I have a new script, I send it to her when she has to go wait in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. Tell us about.
And if you're a Kristen Alderson fan, you really need Melange to happen because her storyline in the first season is off the hook. The hook.
I've been me and Kristen. I've been knowing Kristen since 2015 or 2016, and we become real good friends because my late dad, he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And we started talking to each other, and we bonded over that because, you know, Eddie, you know, what he'd been through, and we could kind of relate to each other. And she helped me, and I helped her, you know, just talking and stuff. So, you know, she's just a great friend, great person.
Great person.
Can't say enough about her. But I wanted to ask you.
Every time you talk, if you work with Kristen, be on set with Kristen. She should be working every day. She's not only the most gorgeous and the most talented, but she's so easy to work with and so perfect. And it blows. I mean, you know, she's in Philly with the family, so she's not in LA hitting the audition circuit. But it blows my mind that someone so gifted with such a giant loyal fan base that's so talented that people aren't. They should be fighting over her. Their loss is going to be my gain because I'll have her star in everything I ever do. But it blows my Kristen. Every TV show and film should be fighting over Kristen Alderson. Hallmark, are they?
I know.
What kind of? I mean, what is Hallmark doing where you don't bring Kristen Alderson over to star in every movie?
And what about Lifetime? You know, they have Brittany Underwood on, and you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, like, did they not see what happens when Kristen shows up somewhere? The fans follow.
Yeah, they need to get her and Brittany in a movie together.
People would watch that. I'd watch it.
Yeah, and you know, on top of that, Kristen has always been my favorite soap actress ever. You know,
she's in my top 10.
Top 10. So who's your? Well, I'm not even going to ask who your favorite is. She's right behind you. Yeah, Robin Strasser.
The best there ever was, but Kristen would agree with it. Robin's the best. Robin Strasser is one of the greatest actresses I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Ever. There's just a brilliance to her.
And I was surprised when Days took her off as Vivian and replaced
Well,
her.
I think what they're doing, it
Uh-huh.
seems, with because Linda Dano's doing it. I think what they're doing is, I think they're having different legends
Mhm.
play Vivian. So, like, you got Robin Strasser for 10 days, and it was a huge press story, and the ratings went through the roof. And then Louise came back for 10 days, and it was a big story. And now this time it's going to be Linda Dano for 10 episodes. So I think I think what they're doing with Viv is probably just going to keep trying to just keep bringing legends in to play her, like
Just
a rotating cast of
who
legends.
actually fits, who
Sure.
they finally go with, I guess.
There's but I'm glad, things are we cherish Robin, and
Mhm.
I don't want Robin on a plane going to LA during COVID to film.
Oh, yeah.
So, as someone who loves Robin, I'm grateful that she's not traveling.
Yeah, I agree. Kristen says, OMG, thank you. I agree. Robin is the best of the best, and we love her so much.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, can you tell us about the musical?
Yeah. It ran almost 10 years. It's the third longest running musical review in New York history. It's kind of like Saturday Night Live, the musical. We're constantly changing it and updating it and doing musical numbers and sketches about current events and what's going on in the news. And over the years, we had a lot of celebrities in it. Perez Hilton did it. The great Sherry O'Terry from SNL. The fabulous Candy Burris, who everyone knows is a Real Housewife now, but she's a brilliant Grammy Award-winning artist. Carson Kressley did it. The original Annie, Andrea McCardle. Jack A, who's going to be on Days. Jack A, Emmy Award winner for 227. She was in it. LaToya Jackson did it. So it was
Lisa from Sister?
Yes, Lisa she won her Emmy for 227, though, became the first Black woman in history to win an Emmy for comedy for playing Sandra Clark on 227. But she also started on Another World. So she was very proud of her soap background. So I think it's cool she's coming back to soaps.
I knew she was on 227, but I didn't know she was on Another World.
Yeah, yep, she got 227 while she was on Another World, and she did her audition and said, well, I have to be on set. I'm in a soap, and got on a plane to come back to New York. And by the time she landed, the phone call was there. Nope, you got the job. You got to go back to LA.
Wow. Well, I got to say, bravo to you on third longest play in history. That's amazing.
Thanks.
That's amazing. Let's see. Some of these questions I've already covered, so I'm just checking through and seeing.
Very good.
I asked. Let's see here. Okay, what would you say the difference is between producing or writing a television show like Melange or web series and
So it's a television. We're going television.
Yes. Okay. Television and a play. What would you say the difference is?
Oh, it's real. I mean, it's very different, very, very much the same. You use the same muscles to do it. It's the same skill set, but it's kind of a different set of rules. I could, at this point, knock on wood, I can produce a play in my sleep, and it's what I'm known for. So on one hand, if I want to get a play going, I can raise millions of dollars. I can reach out to people, and everyone will line up behind me. I put something together like Melange. Get this cast that's just on this unbelievable, unparalleled, brilliant cast, get hundreds of thousands of viewers when we preview the pilot, thousands of amazing comments from fans, set up this amazing plan to launch